You can buy spot price silver. In fact, this batch of silver here, these 14 ounces, including this horrific effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. God, it's awful. Anyway, it is possible to buy it at less than spot price. These 14 ounces were less than spot on the Silver Forum. Now, it doesn't come without risks buying from random strangers on the internet, but it is possible to get great deals on silver. And you will then, of course, be saving a boatload in tax. And that tax will, of course, not be completely wasted by the ineptitude of various governments around the world. That's a topic, I suppose, for another time. But how do you stay safe when buying your precious metals from random strangers on the internet? Well, this is how. Everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for another precious metal ramble where we have down-to-earth discussions about all things precious and shiny. Now, today is a follow-up video to the Silver is a Scam video where I premised that if you buy, it's not a Backyard Bullion video without me dropping a coin, where you buy some silver from a dealer, you are going to be basically being scammed by the government because of that horrible taxation, that 20% tax on top. Now, for those outside the UK that perhaps don't have 20% tax, it might happen to you soon. Tariffs and or impositions of sales taxes on various different states in the US, it sucks and it might well happen to you where you might be. So pay attention, because there is one surefire way to avoid paying some of this tax. And that is, of course, buying from third parties, private individuals, random people on the internet. Now that might sound quite intimidating, and you would not be wrong in saying that there are potential pitfalls from buying from random people on the internet. But when you put it in perspective of saying that just this last week, I was able to buy 14 ounces of silver at what worked out as underneath spot price based on their final weight, that is a deal that you cannot ignore. So social media, love it or hate it, and some people don't like it at all and take the idea of buying on it as a complete risk, that they are definitely gonna get scammed and they are definitely gonna get fake silver. I can speak from 9 years worth of experience to say that that's not always the case. By the way, just how goddamn awful is this portrait of Queen Elizabeth II? Her teeth! I know the British and the royals are famed for their bad dental work, but crikey, that's not a good portrait. Anyway, more on that in a moment. These 14 ounces were bought below spot price. It is possible and it can be done. And I'm going to share some of my hints, tips, tricks, and ways to buy and keep safe here on the internet. Now, this is not a formal advice video, so please do bear that in mind. And if you are interested in sharing your opinion, then please do feel free to comment down below. So I've been buying precious metals for close to 10 years now. And the first, 6 months or so, I basically bought from various different companies in Europe, and I had to pay a little bit of shipping costs, but there was no tax because we had this tax-free loophole. And I very quickly knew that because I saw the tax prices here in the UK and I thought, hang on, why is silver being taxed? That seems a little bit strange. And very quickly I found the Silver Forum. Now the Silver Forum has been a long-term partner of ours and we've been partnering with them to create products, and it's an incredible place. And I would say, I'm not even underestimating here, that I would say that probably at least 95% of the silver I've ever bought has come from the Silver Forum, and maybe about 50% of the gold. So you can see the split there is very important because gold is tax-free, tax-exempt, and often the prices for the gold was about the same from a dealer, and there are benefits from buying from dealers, and this video is very much not meant to be bashing dealers because the tax that they charge on silver is not their fault, that's just the government. But social media and the Silver Forum specifically is great. Now, there is a new forum that is available for gold, the Gold Forum, and you can see that we were sponsored by the Gold Forum in this little first section of the video. And I would highly recommend that you go and check out the Gold Forum. It is a paid-for app community, but it is really good. And they're giving away this 1/10 ounce gold bar that yours truly made. So if you're interested in it and taking the next step in a social media journey, then go and check it out because the trade section on there is really good. And one of the benefits of the Gold Forum being a paid-only subscription service is that it is incredibly secure. To sell on there, you have to be a member, and to be a member, you have to sign up and put, of course, your details in. So if there is an entity that is going to be looking to scam somebody or have a little bit of fun with their buyers and not be particularly truthful with what they're selling, then it's another layer of risk that is taken care of, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. There is no such thing as no risk, and you must bear that in mind if you're buying on any social media platform, not just the gold forum or the silver forum. There is, of course, risk in everything that you do. And of course, buying from a third-party individual, you have less consumer rights than if you were to buy from a bullion dealer, for example. And some people don't like that loss of security, but is it really worth that additional 20%? And as I mentioned in my first video last week about the VAT rates being as they are 20%, 20% of £30 an ounce is an awful lot more than it used to be of 20% of £10 an ounce when I got started buying silver. So it is a really difficult balance, like how much money do you want to save versus how much risk do you want to take? And for me, I can't stress how little risk I perceive there to be on the silver forum and other marketplaces that are well regulated. There are plenty of different Discord servers and really good sellers out there all over the shop. Now, that doesn't come without its hard work, because it's not like right now you can go on the silver forum and you can buy 500 ounces of silver at spot price. This silver that I've got here, these 14 ounces of the possibly the world's worst coin series that I've ever seen. I don't really want to slate Danbury Mint too much, because they're probably going to get a little bit litigious. So all I'll say is my fair and honest opinion is that this Monarchy Silver Bullion collection is just garbage. It's not very good at all, and it's only worthy for the melting pot. That's all I'm going to say. For those who don't really know too much about these kind of things, these products are not very good as products go, so just bear that in mind. I think that's pretty much all I can say without probably opening myself up to some litigation. But here we have 14 ounces of this, and it was put up on the silver forum at spot price. Now, at the time, I was like, well, I mean, that's obvious. I'm going to buy it because I'm going to melt it down. And I was like, great, okay, spot price silver. When I got it, of course, I'm going to melt it down. I popped it on my scales just for morbid curiosity more than anything. And you see there, it's 439.1 grams. Now, if you do, by the way, these are not my super accurate scales, but they still are scientific scales, so they are pretty accurate. So if we just round it down, 439, as it's clocked down a little bit, divided by 31.104, you can see that we've got here 14.11 ounces of silver. So I've actually got this underneath spot price. A tenth of silver is for free. So I think it's quite funny, really. But those deals do exist, and those deals are possible. You do have to have some sort of protections in place, I suppose, if you are going to be buying a lot from them. I would highly recommend the Sigma machines. Of course, they are a long-term sponsor on our channel, and they are really, really good bits of kit. So really highly recommend some of those if you're going to be buying a lot from third parties like this kind of product. Also, products not accusing Danbury Mint of having less than perfect silver, but I have seen products from mints like Danbury Mint where they would say it's a sterling silver product, and it turns out to be not sterling silver. It's a higher grade even, or a lower grade. So I mean, if the certificate's wrong, how much can you really trust these things? I don't know, but it's one of those difficult questions that you need to ask yourself. How much extra risk are you willing to take? But when you put that in comparison, like, if I was to buy 14 ounces of silver from a dealer right now, the cheapest that I could get it would be probably 5 to 10% over spot as a premium. And then on top of that, you got the VAT. And of course, that VAT is compounded on top of the premium too. So if you've got 10% premium on £30 an ounce, that's already 33. And then you've got, what, £6.60. So you've got £9.90. That's nearly 30 odd %. So you can see the huge savings that you're making on this stuff. It really is quite staggering. Now, that is not to say, as I said earlier in the video, that dealers are there to rip you off. And dealers are certainly not scamming you, but the taxation practices of this country and other countries around the world when it comes to silver, I think are. And you've just got to compare the market between gold and silver. You know, look at the buoyancy of silver on certain marketplaces right now. It's really popular. You look at gold at the moment, and the premiums on gold for asking prices have to be really low. You know, you see 1 ounce gold Britannias going at spot price posted, or less even sometimes, just to get them gone, because people don't want to, or they don't need to go and take that risk to buy a 1 ounce gold coin on social media, because they can buy it from a dealer for 1% more. And it's 1% is saving a lot of money, but at the same time, 1% of 2,000 is 19 quid, and you're paying 19 quid basically for, 19 quid, used to be 19 quid. £25 you're basically paying for that peace of mind that you're not going to get scammed, that it's coming from a dealer, that it's going to be good. And if it's, I don't know, if it arrives and it's complete garbage, or it's not quite as advertised, you have consumer rights to send it back. So there are definitely advantages to buying from dealers, but I just can't see it for silver. I honestly can't. So yeah, it is an interesting market right now, and I do genuinely think that social media marketplaces are the future. I do think that there's some real potential in the future for a super secret squirrel project that I'm sure somebody who I've been talking with recently will be watching, will be putting together something cool at some point, and that will really shake up the old industry of this marketplace right now. I think it would be very interesting. But anyway, I can't say more than that right now. For now, that is pretty much it. So if you're interested in the Gold Forum, as I said, it is a paid for membership, so I'm not going to gloss over the fact that you have to pay extra to be on the Gold Forum as well as the Silver Forum, but I think it's well worth it. I think the marketplace is buoyant. There's a link in the description box below. Go and try it out. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to continue subscription. But if you do want to go and get in with a chance to win this 10th ounce gold bar made by yours truly, then you can go and join the Gold Forum and you can go and enter that giveaway. Links in the description box below. Otherwise, check out the Silver Forum as well for deals on silver. Our Buyers Club as well. I haven't even mentioned that. You know, our Buyers Club is just really happily slow right now, is what I'm going to say. For those who are wondering where we've been selling lots of silver, first up, there's not a lot of people wanting to sell right now. They want to hold their stuff. Second of all, I'm too busy really to do what we were doing last year with it. I really was just burnt out, and I'm quite happy not doing as much as I am, or I was anyway. So that's where we are with it. Maybe there'll be some more coming at some point in the future, but we'll have to wait and see. Otherwise, that is it from me. Let me know your thoughts on staying safe when buying from third parties, staying safe when buying online. It would be great to hear from you, and let me know. Oh, we need something for the Cool Kids Club. Okay, right, I know what we're going to do. We're going to put on, I nearly forgot you, beautiful cool kids. We're going to put on there, here you go, 14.1139 as the amount of ounces that I got for 14 ounces worth of silver. Below spot price silver, how cool is that? So put on there 14.1139, and I will know that you are very, very cool. And also, let's just take a moment to really appreciate once again quite how awful, here she is, Queen Elizabeth's portrait is here. I mean, it's the stuff of nightmares. It really is. Like that toothy grin. What on earth? And what's going on with her neck? And has she got like a tumor on her neck? Has she got esophageal cancer or something? Christ. It's just so awful. Oh my God. Right, I can't look at it anymore. If I keep looking, I'm going to have to turn her face down. Sorry, Queen Elizabeth, you are face down. But yeah, I can't look at that anymore. That's it from me. We'll see you on the next video. As always, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.